Got it. Sean Clancy, and I live in L.O. Daniels neighborhood in Oak Cliff.
And do you have a favorite park for public space? If so, what is it?
Sure do. It's Founders Park. Founders Park because it's got a lot of undulation in terrain. It's got a great walking path. It also has a disc golf course or frisbee golf. But I really think there's some great opportunity within the Trinity River and creating that as one of my favorite parks, as it could really be a connector to a lot of other parks.
And what do you like about this park?
What I like about Founders Park?
Yes.
I think it's got a lot of unique elements, and recently it added another element, that being the frisbee disc golf course. And so it's been there for a while, as Oak Cliff is that vacation destination that Dallasites used, and they basically created even more. So Founders Park a lot of times gets overlooked by Lake Cliff Park, but it's a small yet really mighty park that connects Oak Cliff to Lake Cliff Park.
And how would you describe this park to someone who's never been?
Small but mighty, and it's got a great view of the downtown cityscape, and it's just across the other side of the river, so closest park on the West Bank.
And let's see, could you describe a memory of Founders Park that you have?
I'll actually do one better. I'll describe a memory of White Rock Lake, which is one of my favorite parks as well, but since we recently relocated to Oak Cliff is now, it's where my heart is. Home is where the heart is. But actually I proposed to my wife at White Rock Lake, so we actually took a carriage ride and dropped us off by the bathhouse. And then I had a pocket projector that I projected the photos of our time that we'd spent together prior to our engagement, and then got down on one knee after the photos were projected on the bathhouse, the backside of the bathhouse. So that's my favorite memory of a Dallas park, and it'll probably be a memory for a very long time. Yeah.
And why White Rock Lake? Why did you choose there?
White Rock Lake for us, it was, we're an active couple, and so we spent a lot of time, and still do spend a lot of time, recreating around that space, walking, biking, running, even using the kayaks to go out. And so White Rock Lake for us was just a gem. When we found it, when we first relocated to Dallas, it was one of those locations that, I remember going home and saying, I found White Rock Lake. I ran there. We lived in Henderson, like right off of Greenville Avenue, and I ran there, and it took me a while to find it. And so for us, it was, we'd ride our bikes there, and she just started riding her bike, and so we'd loop the lake, and then we'd go to a local a bar restaurant to grab some chips and queso and a beverage. So great memories.
Very cool. How could this park, either White Rock Lake or Founders Park, choose be improved?
I think White Rock Lake has improved tremendously because it's continually being used, yet also it's got a great mix of not only your residents, but also your active population and those visitors that use the park. Additionally, they've done a really good job on keeping a lot of technology away from the park, that be it Pokemon Go, and really making sure that people that use the park to be active, to really escape, and to really kind of disconnect from society in a good way, remain safe. And that, for me, is something that they've done really, really well to keep White Rock Lake safe. Also keeping it, with all the recent rain that we've had, they've cleaned it up really well. The rain has overflowed the boundary lines of the lake, and they've, within days, cleaned it up and made it accessible again for residents.
Great. Let's see. What makes White Rock Lake special?
White Rock Lake is special because it's got a lot of history around it. One of my favorite stories is my Monsignor Milam Joseph told a story about when his parents lived around the lake. There was a plane that had to land in White Rock Lake, and so it's been there, it's been active, it's been vibrant for a very long time. It's switched hands from being kind of a beach area location to now you have all these cyclists and roadies and runners, and now you have these new businesses developing, the Lot, Luke's Locker, around the area, and really creating a lot of vibrant activity around it. So it's changed not only from kind of like the small, tranquil location outside of Dallas to now this bustling location where you can recreate.
Overall, what do you think of Dallas's parks and open spaces?
I think it's got room for improvement, like most of our city does. You know, I think our city is a young city by age, and a young city certainly just by growth. We are still in the process. I think we are in our adolescence right now, and things like getting people together to talk about our parks and open spaces like we're doing tonight, and like we're continually going to do it the next times that we speak about the parks. We'll continue to bring that up and bring it at the forefront of our conversations. Parks and activity allow people to drop racial barriers, economic barriers, and actually connect in a way that's supposed to be there for us to connect in a way that's either activity driven, sports driven, or just a communal gathering space. And so I see Dallas has a lot of opportunity to grow in these parks, and I want us to really focus on connecting those parks because like a lot of people like myself, we don't drive to the parks. We bike, we walk, and seeing a way to seamlessly connect that walk that's safe and lit and vibrant is something that I see our city taking advantage of in the future.
Yeah, and what would be your ideal park?
I think the park it's amphibious. So it's got water opportunities, it's got land opportunities, it's got opportunities for education, it's got opportunities for programming, it's got opportunities for relaxation and escaping, and it's got opportunities for consistent development, and development in a way that you can develop yourself and you can develop your community. So a park has no boundaries. So I want that park to be something that anybody can access, and if you do a 360 snapshot of that park when you're in that facility, in that location, you see people of all different mix of races, economic perspectives, and they span many different generations. And so you can learn from the location that you're at, and you can learn from the people that you're there with at that time.
Last question. What are your hopes for the future of Dallas's parks?
My hopes for the future for Dallas's parks is that they bring in a younger generation to see the value of activity, active life, and a unique active lifestyle, and a sustainable transportation. You know, we can see the future of Dallas parks as connecting us, as we're doing a great job on connecting people to our city. With so many new residents that we have coming here each year, I want to see Dallas parks being at the forefront of welcoming those new residents and being that opportunity for the future.